Shut up, bird. Shut up, bird. Shut up. Okay, so I'm going to do a Moses comic. That's retarded. There's no wit. Oh well. You want some wit? Normally. So, somebody talked about gaps in teeth. They were referring to missing numbers in my list of comics. That's because they were shitty comics. Sometimes I could put these into the gaps, but okay, so the radio was talking about somebody meeting their hero. They said they were making rough drafts and accidentally broadcasting them, sending them, was about comedy, a comedy hero. So this is retarded. I made a retarded. There's nothing, no clever, no higher level cleverness. Beloved, follow not that which is evil, but that which is good. He that doeth good is of God, but he that doeth evil hath not seen God. Demetrius hath good report of all men, and of the truth itself, yea, and we also bear record, and ye know that our record is true. I had many things to write, but I will not with ink and pen write unto thee, but I trust that shortly I shall shortly see thee, and we shall speak face to face. Peace be to thee. Our friends salute thee. Greet the friends by name. General Epistle of Jude. Okay, we can call that a dud, or okay, there's no cleverness. Okay, so I want to try again. So who do you think? So I tried this the other day. So I was trying to make this work, and I was not having any luck. Maybe I shouldn't embarrass myself. So let's see if we should be able to make an emitter follower How about that? That's kind of stupid. What if we set this to oh well, so this did not work. Anyway, I don't think that's the final version. I think that's when I was screwing around. I left it like that. What am I trying to do? I just wanted to make a single stage transistor amplifier that was a gain of 10. Isn't that, you can expect a gain of 10 out of one stage. Isn't that pretty reasonable? Well, that's what I was doing with op amps. Was a gain, no, yeah, I think I was doing a gain of 10. Anyway, so I have some parts. I have an oscilloscope. I used to be an electrical engineer. Well, obviously you still are. I am. But, oh well. Let's ask God. Are you good with circuits? Let's ask God, what could you accomplish with 10 transistors? In an earthworm? Could you make an earthworm with 10 transistors? Earthworm driver. How about tell us how many transistors to make an earthworm? Earthworm brain. That was a pretty good offering. Don't you think that was a good offering? I'm just checking the number 440. Looks good. Lang till the fates me kill. Not Cephalus. I think that's Mr. Snuffleupagus from Sesame Street. To Procris was so true as Cephalus. To Procris, I to you, oh kiss me through the hole of this vile wall. I kiss the wall's hole, not your lips at all. Wilt thou at ninnies to meet me straightway? Tide life, tide death, I come without delay. Exit Byramus. Thus have I while my part discharged, so in being done, thus while away goeth, doth go. Oh, that's cool. That was a cool miracle. Okay, let's do another miracle. What do you think of regrowing limbs? What is it? Those flatworms. You. I like the good there's lobsters that have are you going to make 4 chromatic eyes for humans? No. Not 3. You know what? The elephant has a big brain, but it has to control 100,000 muscles. Muscles in its trunk. What about big brain humans? I think God said something about that. $7.40. Oh, see the ocean, which must be the only scene of my escape. If ever it should happen, I pretended to be worse than I really was, and desired leave to take the fresh air of the sea. With a page whom I was very fond of, and who had sometimes been trusted with me, I shall never forget that with what unwillingness Glumdalclitch consented, nor the strict charge she gave the page to be careful of me, bursting at the same time into a flood of tears, as if she had some foreboding of what was to happen. The boy took. What do you think of Cumberbatch?
You're watching your go-to movie, which has that one scene you forgot about. So, you use your go-to parental blocking device, which also happens to be your go-to snack. Baked with real ingredients, no artificial flavors or colors. Introducing Chimney, your go-to dip. No. You asked the question and then you said no. It's sort of a no yes, really, yeah. Well, I end up here a lot. Working. Yeah, a lot of location stuff here. Well, you're very welcome. Thank you very much. I was trying to get the sort of thing, Yes. So Johnny Depp. Have you met any royalty along the way? Yeah, I did, yeah. Prince Charles and, the other one. That one. Came to the premiere of Finding Neverland. Yeah, and sort of shook his hand and he was sort of, I don't.
What? Oh, this.
Is this a cop home from home? No. You asked the question and then you said no.
Puppy. God likes soap operas. Puppy's on the floor. God likes soap operas. So, 5980. Narrow, for he can easily measure out on the ground as he likes and roll himself about in it to his heart's content without any fear of the sheet slipping away from him. And then, after all this, suppose the day and hour for taking his degree is calling to have come. Suppose the day of battle to have arrived, when they invest him with the doctor's cap made of flint to mend some bullet hole, perhaps, that has gone through his temples, or left him with a crippled arm or leg. Or, if this does not happen, I think he's talking about pirates. What was that? Was that Pirates of the Caribbean? The movie with Depp I don't think so. Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean, okay. I spell Caribbean. God says, typing. Schmaltz, earwig, continence, brandies, port, stethoscopes, falsehood. So do you like watching surgery in hospitals? What's 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 the funniest thing you've ever seen in surgery? You want to wait a minute? Let's wait a minute. Okay, that's a minute. One in a blank uniform with white plumes, then a black uniform. One in a black uniform with white plumes in his hat rode a bobtail chestnut horse. The other, who was in a white uniform, wore a black one. These were the two emperors, followed by their suits. What? Kutuzov, affecting the manner of an old soldier at the front, gave the command, "Attention," and rode up to the emperor with a salute. His whole appearance and manner were suddenly transformed. He put on an air of subordinate who obeys without reasoning, with an affectation of respect which evidently struck Ale. So apparently, someone in the operating room behaved like a subordinate and did something ridiculous. What a nightmare. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about. God said blue eyes come from Neanderthals. So Israel has. Now that's pretty fucked up. Let's see what God has to say. God. What's my best gene? God, what's my best family jewel? What's my best? God says, the ability to. Some nigger doesn't know it. Fire straight, and with our swords upon a pile of wood, let's hew his limbs till they be clean consumed. Exit Titus' sons with Erebus, Erebus. O cruel, irreligious piety was never Scythia half so barbarous. Oppose not Scythia to ambitious Rome. Erebus go to rest, and we survive to tremble under Titus' threatening look. Then Madame stand resolved, but hope withal, the self-same gods that armed the Queen of Troy. DNA and the Trojan horse. You like my arms? I have nice arms. If my arms are nice, God has some strange So let's go find, what can we ask about Neanderthals? That's really interesting stuff. So you can't spam God. You have to make it worth his while. Will you talk about Neanderthals? Were they sexy? Wantley, this letter I sealed and laid upon his desk before he returned, and when he came in, I saw him through the half-open door of his room. Take it up and read it. He said nothing about it all the morning, but before he went away in the afternoon, he called me in and told me that I need not make myself at all uneasy about his daughter's happiness. He had assured her, he said, that it was all nonsense, and he had nothing more to say to her. He believed he was an indulgent father, as indeed he was. I guess we'll never know. We won't know if Neanderthals were sexy. How about, hey, you know what? So, there is a certain amount of agreement on what is beautiful, as though beauty is coded in our DNA, brain, whatever you want to say. It is as though notions of beauty are coded in our DNA. Do you control evolution by controlling the ideal notion of beauty. The next question is it a beneficial, assuming beauty is assuming being seen as beautiful is it beneficial? Great. Isn't that fascinating that, anyway. So the people who are obsessed with evolution are creeps. Don't you think they're creeps? Husband, even my soul, doth for a wife abhor, but her fair sister, possessed with such a gentle sovereign grace, of such enchanting presence and discourse, has almost made me traitor to myself, but lest myself be guilty to the self-wrong, I'll stop my ears against the mermaid song. Enter Angelo with the chain. Master Antipholus. Aye, that's my name. I know it well, sir. Lo, here is the chain. I thought to have taken you at the Porpentine. So, the evolution obsessed atheist I think the word is creep. What's the worst? What's the worst creepish person? God likes soap operas. What she doeth, prating against us with malicious words, and not content therewith, neither doth he himself receive the brethren, and forbiddeth them that would, and casteth them out of the church. Beloved, follow not that which is evil, but that which is good. He that doeth good is of God, but he that doeth evil has not seen God. Demetrius, has good report of all men, and of the truth itself, yea, and we also bear record, and ye know that our record is true. I had many things to write. So don't prattle. Well, so don't prattle. No, I'm not going to show the bird. God said he abhors God said he hates inebriation. God said pot is good for losers, basically. With many imprecations in case of failure to call him at 5 precisely, Oliver stretched himself in his clothes by command of the same authority on a mattress upon the floor, and the girl, mending the fire, sat before it in readiness to rouse him at the appropriate time. For a long time Oliver lay awake, thinking it not impossible that Nancy might seek that opportunity of whispering some further advice, but the girl sat brooding over the fire without moving, save now and then to trim the light. It's Nancy Reagan. I think this is Zacharias Yap Applesauce, Class C Airborne, Annoyed, Nazarene, Stoppard, Jointly, Melinda, Hodges, Adder, Jumpsuit, Aborts, Abashing, Intimates, Hydrocarbons. So the part about the part about the mattress, reminded me of this video. Okay, I can't play too much or I get fair use copyright. I got... Do you have to get a takedown order? I wonder why I didn't get a bump on my... I thought I had a lot of viewers yesterday. I don't know. Weird. Anyway, so it includes copyright content. I get some of these, and if I make a 5-hour video and it gets taken down, that's a little bit unfortunate. Is this just a warning? Is it not even a warning? Does the person have to file a complaint? I guess they have to file a complaint or something. Anyway, they're on a mattress in part of that video. Yeah, there's a guy Oliver from there was a friend of my brother and stoners. Show the bird. No. Okay, so what can we get God to talk about? Neanderthals. We should be able to talk all day about Neanderthals. Tell us the name of the first caveman to walk into Alaska. Were they running? They must have been losing tribe in a fight. Could have just need numbers. They could have been outnumbered. $7,960. I'm sorry, $7,960. And the result was that he had foreseen. After his recovery, he fled from Egypt, taking refuge in a cave where he wrote his god, Hezekiah, the strong hand, consisting of 14 divisions typified by the word Yad, which also means 14. I'll have to... So the name of the man who first walked into Alaska was Yad. Maimonides simplified the Talmudicial rules and traditions, making them clear to the comprehension of all. He was the author of an exhaustive work entitled Mishneh Torah, or the Second Law, which was eagerly copied and extensively disseminated. He also wrote. So you have to do an offering. Don't spam God, unless you like for example, I ask valuable questions, but they're entertaining. If you ask rude questions that are like valuable, like if we God Josh's so it sounds like the guy's name is Yad, but you can't really take it seriously. You could, well. So maybe I should work on maybe I should work on I wrote up some guidelines for talking with God. These are where I put gems that I've collected from God. There's a funny one. I asked him the name of Lucy's husband, Lucy the Anthropithecus. God said his name was Gollum. Gollum from Gollum the Hobbit. Lucy's husband's name was Gollum. Let's see if Yad. I bet we'll find something if we search for Yad. It could be talking about pot. So let's see. So, God, let's pretend that a Neanderthal has nice arms. How would you go about spreading the genes? $3.20. Such copies are for your or other personal use only and are not distributed or used commercially. Prohibited commercial distribution includes by any service that charges for download time or memberships. Act 2, Scene 1. The seacoast. Enter Antonio and Sebastian. Antonio, will you stay no longer, nor will you not that I go with you? Sebastian, by your patience know, my stars shine darkly over me. The malignancy of my fate might perhaps distemper yours. Therefore I... Dark matter? Oh, backhanding. I never thought about that. So an arm can have a good backhand. I think that's shoulder. Could be arm. What if your arm collapses when you get hit your elbow? You know, I was going to ask something. Oh. What do you think of deaf purebreds? What do you think of pure breeding? How's this for a puppy? Look at that. How's that for a puppy? Dogs. What do you think of pure breeding? We have a really nice dog. Of course, they chopped his nuts off. Oh well. I guess. Oh well. 6:20. At whatever time he pleases, for there is no fixed limit assigned to him, but it is permitted him, if he likes, to commute by half the pain of this whipping, to let them be given by the hand of another, though it may be somewhat weighty. Not a hand, my own or anybody else's, weighty or weighable, shall touch me, said Sancho. Was it I that gave birth to the Lady Dulcinas del Toboso, that my backside is to pay for the sins of her eyes? My master, indeed, That's a part of her for he's always calling he. Oh. Oh, you want to listen to the radio?
Tap the screen to support what you'll be listening to next. Wherever you browse on our site, the audio continues uninterrupted.
Subaru, automotive partner of the National Park Service Centennial. Subaru encourages people to explore America's treasures and discover a national...
Oh, hell no. I'm not talking to dead people. I don't like it when old media talks to me. I hate that. Car Talk is two guys. One of them died. So those are all rebroadcast. And I don't like rebroadcast because it hurts my head if they communicate. It's rude to mess with somebody's reality. You have any videos, Mr. God? Let's look for something to talk about. Hey, we were just talking about Johnny Depp. You think they're talking about us? We talked about backhand. Hey, what are you talking about? He's a good backhand. God likes soap operas. God's favorite. Oops. God's favorite actor is Hugh Grant. There's a one of the commandments against wife beating. If you look in my list of $160. By it fathoms ourselves be not pursued. To hang our head ostensibly and subsequent to find that such was not the posture of our immortal mind affords the sly presumption that in so dense a fuzz you too take cobweb attitudes upon a plane of gauze. Emily Dickinson, the brain is wider than the sky, for put them side by side. The one the other will include with ease and by your side, with ease and you beside. The brain is deeper than the sea, for hold them blue to blue, the one and the other. I don't, shut up. Hold them blue to blue. Shut up. He's talking about the radio tower. There's crazy Russian guys that sneak onto cranes. They sneak onto cranes and hang by one hand. That's fucked up. And they take videos of it hanging by one hand on a crane. That's just wrong. You can do a Talmud meditation. Do you think we need, I think we need 20 commandments. What do you think, God?
Good luck.
Okay, fuck you. So, Colbert. What happened to Colbert? Oh well. Saturn worship? What are you talking about? Ain't nobody worships Saturn. I think it's stealing to block advertisements. But God will curse you for it. You know, I go to YouTube, and it's bad enough that I show content. If I show the ads, then it's okay.
Tap the screen to support what you'll be listening to next. Wherever you browse on our site, the audio continues uninterrupted.
It's probably the tool, or it's probably the click and clack.
Said,
Damn it.
By the way, I have $500 off the price, and you can get it fixed by your mechanic or not get it fixed, your choice.
That's click and clack. Those guys, one of them died. I don't like to listen to rebroadcasts. It's rude for a rebroadcast to communicate with me. So let's talk about Neanderthals, I guess. Let's see what the Pope's up to. Or
hay que hablar de lo que le pasa a la gente, no de lo que... We must talk about what happens to people, not what happens to the priest. One of the things Bergoglio does is talk about the problems other people have instead of his own problems. Sometimes priests or bishops speak of their own problems, but people are not interested in the bishop's problems. They're interested in the problems facing themselves. Jorge Oesterheld has presented his latest book in Rome. It is entitled Not Just a Play, an exciting proposal for those working in the field of communication within the church or for the church. He says it is not enough to publish a website and post articles. He advocates for working with the new ways of understanding reality so people can greater understand them. Para hablar bien, lo que hay que hacer es escuchar. To speak well, what you need to do is first listen well. I really like the image of Jesus healing the ear, to let the deaf speak. When one does not find the words, it is because he still has not heard it good enough. When a communicator is not understood, he does not have to get angry with the public. It's only he still has not sufficiently heard his audience. He recalled that one cultural frame of our time is sentiment. Therefore, to reach the core of communication, one should convey love, tenderness, and kindness. This is a lesson that Pope Francis would give if he was a communications professor. Yo creo que es siempre... I think he always talks about proximity, closeness, being neighbors, always looking people in the eyes and caring what happens to the person in front of him. He also always encourages communicators not to lose that personal dimension of communication. Not just a click is a short book, but it contains intellectual challenges along with profound and useful tips on how everyone is able to communicate the biggest challenge in the history of mankind, Christianity.
So, God's problems. You want to talk about what keeps you up at night, Mr. God? Oh, that sounds scary. damn it. Clicked wrong. Ellen, he's never cross like you. Come, come, I repeated. I'll tie the riband. Now, let us have no petulance. Oh, for shame, you 13-year-old and such a baby. This exclamation was caused by her pushing the hat from her head and retreating into the chimney out of my reach. Nay, said the servant, don't be hard on the bonny lass. Miss Dean, we made her stop. She'd fain have ridden forwards, afeared you should be uneasy. Hareton offered to go with her, and I thought he should. It's a So let's go. We're searching for something to talk with God about. Pigeons. Oh no. What do God's laughing? That's my funny bone. What do you think of pigeon problems? yeah, it truncates to the first 8. If my normal 30 book library, it truncates to 8. So here's what this, you enter 8 digits. When I paste, then it truncates at 8, and I want this number to match. I have to verify that. And what the result is, this little program picks from 30 books, and it posts a link on my website so that you can verify that the numbers are correct. You would have to use the there's an index. I can show you. There's an index which tells which book. So I have 30 books. If you count up all the characters, however, it shortens the books by like 1 page so that it won't truncate the last entry. So you don't want you don't want a short entry at the end of a book. So you if you look at my blog, NIST picks picture passages, and it passages, no picture. So these are the 30 books, and there's a total number of characters, and in the let's examine what just happened on the previous one. First let's read it. Different sorts of animals, and makes every last one of them want to turn out and see what is going on, and this makes things worse than they were before, and of course makes you objurgate harder too, if you can. Still, if one did not roll and thrash around, he would die. So perhaps it is well to do one way as the other. There's no real choice. Even after I was frozen solid, I could still distinguish that tickling, just as a corpse does when he is taking electric treatment. I said I would never wear arm. Connecticut Yankee. I don't know, that's pretty fucked up. Anyway, so the random number, okay, if you click on this link, this is from NIST. You can also click the time. This is NIST 240, the output value FC63A2. You can see on my site FC63A2. Let's put the time 1703, 1704, or even more than that, 1705 probably. So you go to this site. 17 is 5 o'clock. So 5 o'clock 05, I think. And what was it, 240? I think it was 240. So 504. That's 505, damn it. 504. FC63A2. So you can verify by either making a URL with the timestamp. The timestamp is the number that looks like this. If you make a URL with the timestamp, then what you get is you get this record, and there's the output. So once you know the number, you multiply by the total characters in all 30 books, and that gives you I'll show you. So Well, I'm getting sick of this. Let's see. Okay. So, if you multiply FC 63 A2 8E multiplied by, this is the number of characters, the total number of characters in all 30 books. Then you get what is your problem? What? I think we want to hit equals. Two F B D 5A equals well, whatever the fuck this, I don't know what it mouth. You multiply that, you get this number, and it's a fraction. Okay, so take the upper 32 bits, 227D8. Then you go to this page, 227D8 is here, 227D8. It's in Connecticut Yankee. So then you have to find the character offset. Here's the program that does it. It makes a pass. It makes a pass through all 30 books and calculates the total. And then after it's done a pass through all 30 books, it does another pass to see which of the 30. Anyway, so that's how that works. I don't know why the calculator's fucked up. The 30. Okay, so we were talking about pigeons. What else do you want to talk about?
And they looked very, very interested. And because of that, I was very, very happy. I was very proud. Skeleton, of course, for me, it's a great moment. There is no difference between bishop and pope. So we were all everybody so happy. It was sort of strange for me because I was standing right behind him as he was sitting in the chair watching the movie. And I remember...
Okay, that's boring shit.
Fresh off his Washington State win, Donald Trump focusing on the last 5 states where voters cast their primary votes in less than 2 weeks. That includes the state of Montana, where the state's lone congressman, Ryan Zinke, the first and only Navy SEAL to serve in Congress, meets Donald Trump tomorrow. But first, he's here with an exclusive announcement. Congressman, good morning to you. Good morning, good to be with you. So, what's time? What's the next time? I'm going to officially endorse Donald Trump this time. As a former SEAL, we need a commander-in-chief that'll put the troops first, you know, and national security interests first before raising money for a Clinton Foundation or mishandling classified information or Benghazi, the list goes on. We need a commander-in-chief that'll put our interests first, and Donald Trump will be that commander-in-chief. Congressman, you're not one of these guys who has just evolved to feeling Donald Trump has the necessary requirements to be president of the United States. You actually felt like this for a while. And then, you know, on our side we had 17 talented candidates, and every one of them was capable of being the president. Hello, everybody. I think it's fair to say that they are surprised by the Republican nominee. They are not sure how seriously to take some of his pronouncements, but they're rattled by it. And for good reason. He does a lot of the proposals that he's made display either ignorance of world affairs or a cavalier attitude or an interest in getting tweets and headlines that actually isn't true. What it is just his required to keep America safe, secure and prosperous, and required to keep the world on even keel. Alright? Okay, guys, I get your point.
Shut up, bird. Asked himself and how he was received need not be particularly told. This only need be said that when they all sat down at table at 4 o'clock, about 3 hours after his arrival, he had secured his lady, engaged her mother's consent, and was not only in the rapturous profession of the lover, but in the reality of reason and truth, one of the happiest of men. His situation indeed was more than commonly joyful. He had more than the ordinary triumph of accepted love to swell his heart and raise his Okay, I'm going to stop for a while. Figure out what I need to do.